I've been using this Chefman Multifunctional Air Fryer and Rotisserie for almost 2 years. Today, I'm gonna show you some of the meals I've made, how it's held up, and the one big thing I had as a problem when using the Rotisserie. I'm Sophie, and in this channel, we take a look at kitchen gadgets to see if they make your life easier or not. Let's dig into this air fryer. This is a 10-liter air fryer with 17 presets divided in 3 different functions. So we have bake, air fry, and dehydrate. And it has a power of 1700 watts. So it makes it really powerful to make a lot of meals and to heat up really fast. When it was new, I love how versatile it seemed, and now after 2 years, I can tell you that nothing has changed. The power in the button still works, the fan still works as if new. The only thing that I've seen is that the interior has some coloration, which doesn't affect performance, but you can see that the air fryer has been used for a while. Here's a look at some of the foods I made in this air fryer. I made a marble cake, which showed me that it bakes evenly, so the edges are not burned and it has a nice golden finish at the top. I also love making fries in this air fryer. I've made regular homemade French fries and I made zucchini fries without having to turn midway the cooking time. The only thing that you do have to do is kind of move the trays around when you're working with this air fryer because the heating element is at the top of it. So if you have the fries, for example, at the top the whole cooking time, what is going to happen is that those fries are going to be burned and then the other ones are not going to be as crispy. You can also make a full meal inside this air fryer. For example, once I made some sweet potatoes, asparagus, and chicken tenders, all of them together in less than 30 minutes. And one of the things I love is just reheating. For example, I have frozen cupcakes that I like. I just put them in the air fryer and you don't need an oven or anything. They taste just as if you put them in the oven. So it gets really nice inside, soft in the inside, crispy in the outside. I love those muffins. And now let's talk about the rotisserie. It's one of the functions that you either love or hate. For me, it was a hard relationship at first. The first time I tried the rotisserie, I wanted to do a whole chicken. So I bought the whole chicken and I put it in the spit. Everything was good. I put it in there. It seemed like it was gonna be an easy task. I programmed it, but when I started to rotate, it actually didn't fit, so it fell off the air fryer. So you have to be really careful on the size of your protein. It works very well for small proteins, and it does give that golden finish at the top, and then you get nice and tender meat in the center, so a very even cook. But you have to make sure that it is small enough to fit into the air fryer, plus having that rotation. So make sure that you get the right meat, the right size of it in order to use a rotisserie. Now let's talk about the accessories, because it does come with a couple of accessories. So it comes with 3 different trays where you're gonna put the different levels of food. Then it comes with a dip tray, which makes it easier to clean. So all of the juices and anything that falls off, it does not fall directly on the air fryer. It falls off in that dip tray. So you just take everything out, put it in the dishwasher, and it's really easy. And then the accessories for the rotisserie, it comes with the rotisserie spit, and it comes with this tool that is for removing and putting the meat inside the air fryer. Which brings me to the cleaning. For me, I think it has been really easy to clean because everything is dishwasher safe. So the trays, the dip tray, the accessories for the rotisserie, and you can even disassemble it. So not only take out the actual trays, but also the door in the front separates from the air fryer. So for example, when I do bread or cake, sometimes the crumbs will fall off the edge, and it's very easy to just disassemble, clean, and put everything back together. And in terms of use, I think it's one of the air fryers that it is very easy to use. With the presets, it gives you a really good idea of how the times and the temperature should work. Personally, I don't use them as a guide. I feel like it is so powerful that sometimes it is too much time and too much temperature. So I adjust them according to my recipe. But let me show you real quick how this air fryer works. So the first thing you're gonna do is you have to select which of the 3 programs you're gonna use. For example, air fry. And then it automatically lights up the different presets. So we have, for example, fries, chicken, fish, meat, and vegetables. So say I want to do fries, I just click on that one and it gives me a preset on the time and the temperature. But the good thing is that it doesn't matter which one you pick, you can actually adjust the temperature and the time according to whatever you need in your recipe. So for example, here, I would click on this button right here and say I just want less time. And then you click on it again and say you want less temperature. And you can make those adjustments. And then you just click start. And you can hear it automatically starts without having any preheating. For me, I feel like it cooks better when it preheats. So although it doesn't have a preheat function, what I do is I turn it on 5 minutes before I put the food in. I let it heat up and then I put the food in. And say I want to turn or I want to change the trays in the middle of the cooking, you just hit stop, cancel, and this pauses the program, and then you can make whatever movements you need, or if you need to add anything else, and then you just hit start again. And if for some reason you need to cancel the program, you just hit on it again. That's it. It's really simple, very easy to use. And it does have 2 more buttons that I want to show you. The first one is up here. It's the one for rotisserie. It says rotate. What you want to do is put your chicken or your meat or whatever you're cooking in the rotisserie in there first. Once it's in there, then you program the air fryer, and at the end, before heating start, you would click on that rotate button and you will see the meat turning. And the other button I want to show you is the light button, which turns on the interior light. I think that's really convenient because you don't have to interrupt the cooking time if you want to see the progress of your cooking. You just turn it on, look inside this big window that it has up front, and you can see if it has a golden finish, you might be ready to serve, or it might need a turn. By the way, if you're finding this video helpful, hit on that like button. It really helps us a lot. And if you're interested in watching more air fryer videos, I recommend you subscribe. In terms of durability, I can tell you I've used it at least hundreds of times, and I can tell you I don't see any major wear or tear. It still heats up the same as day one. It preheats fast, and the results are golden and crispy every time. So in terms of performance and durability, I give it a 10. So summing up, the pros. It has a big capacity. It is really versatile. You can make entire meals in the air fryer, and it also doubles up as a mini oven. And the cons, it does take a little bit of counter space, so you can see it right beside me. It is a big air fryer. Also, you do have to make sure that when you're using all of the levels to open up in the middle of the cooking and throughout the cooking, to make sure that you change up those levels, to make sure that all of the different levels get a little bit of that time directly on that heating element in order for you to get those crispy results and also to prevent burning. And the rotisserie, you might find it as a pro or a con. It might get a little bit tricky to do that setup for the rotisserie, but once you get a hang of it, you get really delicious proteins. So it might be a pro. So if you're looking for an air fryer that gives you full meals, that has a rotisserie, and that can substitute a mini oven, this is your option. After 2 years, I still recommend it. I'm happy with the product. Just let me know. What do you think? And thanks for watching. Tell me in the comments, what would you prepare for the first time in this air fryer? I love reading your comments. And consider subscribing. It's totally free. And there's more videos of air fryers. If you're interested in any of the recipes I mentioned in this video, I'm gonna leave at the end of this video a playlist with all the recipes I have uploaded with air fryers. See you next time. Ciao!